Hey guys, what's going on over there? How y'all doing tonight? I've had a heck tonight, man. Couple of videos, camera went down. I don't know. I got that new camcorder thing over there, sitting over there. I'm gonna throw it away. I bought it because it's supposed to be better, and it don't even. I don't know. I didn't program it right or something. It shut off in the middle of the video, so I'm not too happy. But anyway, I had to make two parts of a Sebastian Rogers video tonight, so it's part one, part two. Same thumbnail, just part one, part two. One's 40 something minutes and one's 45 minutes, 35 minutes, I think, a little over an hour total. But I wanted to come on for a minute and let me start by saying allegedly these are my opinions, my theories, my thoughts, my speculation, my free speech, my big alleged bubble. Don't take it as fact, take it as a grain of salt. I mean, we do have some facts, some fiction, but you know what I'm saying for the most part. Trigger warning times 100 million. Let's talk what's going on in the Idaho 4 case. It's heating up, ain't it? Heating up, just like Matty Soto. Heating up, heating up. Stephan Stearns and BK are both going to plead, I think. I think they're both going to take a deal. I don't know, I could be wrong, but I think the lawyer for Koberger is fixing to lay her cards down. I think she's realizing that she's not going to get her way in any of this anymore because she changed venues. That's her choice. I think it backfired in a bad way. I think the evidence is overwhelming. When you really look at everything they got, truly, I don't even know how we can sit here and speculate, right? Only thing is was it upstairs first, downstairs first? I don't know. They're pretty confident that they saying upstairs, and that's possible. But, you know, and now that we kind of see that the suspect, which it just came out because it was in the early thing to file for the warrants and the affidavit and all that, and this was what they put in there. So that, you know, suspect seen on a video of a video. Well, the only way you do that is just like I said, YouTube, TikTok, you know, make things, Facebook, make things and post them for other people to see. That's a video of a video, right? And in my opinion, that's how you would look at that. So that's what I was wondering. And we know her TikTok app was open. We know she was on TikTok at 4/12, you know, which is around the same time he was in that home. I'm wondering, was this guy caught on tape? Think about it. If they were awake, like, how did he get by them? It must have been like they were in there eating when he went up the stairs. It must have just been like perfect time, right? And unless it was downstairs first and we just don't know it. Like, it could have been them two first. And if that's the case, then, you know, I think somehow, some way, he's either said, like, you know, because DM said, she said that she heard something to the extent of, I'm here, or it's okay, I'm here to help you, or something like that, right? Which I'm wondering if that's on a video that never got posted, like for her TikTok, like she was making something and it was on there. I don't know. There's got to be a smoking gun somewhere, because this judge is not playing games. He's like, like, let's just get this over with. Like, he already knows what the outcome is. I feel he's like, let's get it going. I'm surprised he don't say, you know what, we're going to do it next month, right? Like, speed it on up. But we knew this would happen. This is usually what happens. They've been trying to buy time, change venues, buy more time, right? Drag it out, drag it out, drag it out, which is what defensive lawyers do. They drag it out, drag it out, they drag it out. Look at that, what was it, Megan Boswell, 5 years? That's a drag out right there. I mean, this case is such a high profile case, it should have never been drug out. But, you know, they wanted to change the venue and they got what they asked for. So I know they don't like it now, but they can't change it now. But it does give the victims an upper hand now. And I feel like there's so much evidence that's going to come out in this, that it's, you know, as much as we hear about how picky and precise and perfect they were on getting everything, warrants done, like they crossed all their T's and dotted all their I's, right? I'm telling you, I'm tired of that. I'm saying things backwards, but I feel that his only way to save his own life, and maybe this was his plan from the get-go, I think once he realized that he left that sluice there, that he knew he was done. I mean, think about it. I think that showed, I mean, how they caught him, what he was doing when they caught him shows that he knew that he was done. I mean, wearing gloves, putting your trash in Ziploc baggies, hiding in the neighbor's trash, that is something a criminal does to avoid DNA detection. He was doing everything he could to not give his DNA up. Why? If you're innocent, what difference would it make? But she's never tried to prove his innocence. She's just been trying to drag it out and save his life. Throw everything out so you don't have a case. That's what she wants. Throw all that DNA out so you don't have a case. That's the only way that she would win, is to throw everything out completely and just have hearsay, she say, right? He say, she say. That'd be the only way she would even have a shot. And she knows that. And she's smart. She's a lawyer. So yeah, she's always holding that blackjack in her pocket, like, when do I play this hand, right? This ace and this king, when do I play it? Like, I'm going to hold back on these cards as long as I can. And then when I know that we're backs against the wall, like now, you got to throw the cards. And you do. Either fold or you're done, right? Fold or you take a deal. Because either you're going to be on the line with a blindfold on in a fire squad, or you're going to be sitting in jail for the rest of your life admitting to what you did. And I think it'll be more of like, think about it. He'll be trying to get a book deal. He'll be trying to talk about it. He'll be trying to get interviews. That's going to be part of his deal. Watch, mark my word. If this dude takes a deal, mark my word, he's probably going to be like, hey, I get one book deal, right? And my family gets some money. Or I use that money off a book deal to try to do another case or something. There's no telling what this dude will do. Like Scott Peterson. There's no telling what he'll do. But I think he'll put some stipulations in there where he either gets to talk about it, give a book deal, something. He's somehow trying to draw himself into this, as where it's like he'll either be able to write a book. He likes to write papers. He likes to write things. He likes to do surveys. He's gonna have something in there that's gonna give him a certain kind of, deal where he can either write a book or something, or tell his story to an interview or something. He's gonna work something, I feel. He's gonna try it. I don't think it'll work. I wouldn't be surprised if he does decide to take a deal, that they tell him no. That's how much evidence I feel they have. Especially if they got a TikTok or some kind of video of him there. That is going to really... What if DM took out her phone? What if, one of the other girls that was upstairs was actually on her phone? Maybe they were filming a TikTok or something. Who knows, right? And that could be the case. Somebody might have had their phone. We know Xana had her phone open because she was playing on TikTok. But what if one of the other girls did? Or what if Ethan was on his phone? Or somebody had their phone out and got a video of this somehow? Maybe they were trying to switch it over to video when all this was going on. We don't know. But to hear that in there, which I've never seen it before until then, a couple of days ago, to know that they're saying that exists, that's how they got a warrant. Like, that means that exists, guys. That's serious. That means there's some kind of video of this guy. And we know there's plenty of surveillance of his car and all the towers, and they followed him, so he can't use, like, my phone was stolen. He can't use somebody stole my car, because they know the two were together. So he can't separate that, because he knows. He's not dumb. He knows his phone was in his car. When he turned his phone on out there on 95, he knew. He thought he would use stargazing as a way to do it, and he got away from Moscow far enough, if you notice what he tried to do. But look at it. His phone was only off, 2 hours and 1 minute. So that's not a lot of time to even really hide all the stuff. Like, I still think they found it. I'm pretty sure that the way that they had him on so many different cameras and so many different phones and so many different technology, data, ways of having him, Google Earth, I think somehow, some way, they figured out, where his phone was off and on, when he turned it on, if he had stopped, if his car data was showing him that he stopped here for 15 minutes or 25 minutes, more or less as long as it took him, he could have had 20, 30 minutes to dig a hole and hide this stuff. He had a shovel in his car. Why would you have a shovel? You're a college student. You don't need a shovel. Like, go open any college kid. They got no shovel in there. This is a freaking criminal. What, are you going to bury your books? I mean, really? the wearing the gloves, the scrubbing the car, the bleach, all the things he did, the family saying, thinking it was him, the family searching the car for evidence, the cut marks, the scratch marks, if those are really existed, like the unidentified male DNA on the handrail. I think that was probably Ethan and his mixed together, or it was contaminated somehow. But, you know, I don't think that matters. It wouldn't, none of that would matter if they had a clip of him, even if it was a split-second clip on a TikTok that did get posted or something. If they even had one little clip of that, boom. And it may have only saw the bushy eyebrows, the mask. You know, we know now it was a surgical mask, right? So it didn't cover the eyeballs and all that. It was a surgical mask, which means like we wore during COVID. So that's just a plain little black mask. You're still going to see the top bridge of your nose, your eyes, your eyebrows, your forehead. You're going to see all that. Now, if he had a headlamp on, the strap would have been kind of low, and that might have thrown it off, because I think he wore a headlamp. I'm pretty sure from how his planning and research was and being in criminal justice, he knows that those lights will blind someone. Any flashlight will blind someone. So you put a headlamp on like I did for y'all the other night to show y'all, clearly you can't see anything. But a camera can, right? A phone will at least see the light. And it might make out a face, a feature or something. And it could have been that she was standing with her back to the door talking, doing a TikTok and filming herself, and he came up right behind her. We don't know. But to see a video of a video tells me they got him somewhere on camera. And I don't think it's the store, or unless they were able, that he pulled in and got fuel somewhere, or when he went by that store, maybe hit a light, or maybe he had a stop sign or something in the they were able to focus to clear the screen up and see his face, right? Or maybe they saw plastic on the seats, or, you know, he could have just taken black trash bags, cut a little hole, slipped them over the headrest. He could have had bags all over the seats, everything. He could have buried all that stuff out there, stargazing, or burned it all and just buried the K-bar. But we know the shoes, now we know that they weren't particularly Vans. They were shoe with the van-like pattern, which means there's 4 or 5 different brands that make that kind of style. Not just Vans. They're not the same size, but they are smaller, but they're still triangle pattern. And everything DM said, we know, like, told him to the T, right? Like, it explained to him. When they saw that driver's license photo, when they ran that car, they automatically were like, wow, that's got to be him. It's the eyebrows. Clearly, the eyebrows give it away. But I think he knew he was caught. And I think it was just a matter of how long was he going to get away. I can almost say, in his mind, most likely, I would have hated to see how his insides felt when he got pulled over with his dad in that car the first time. I bet he thought, okay, they got me. I bet it's probably what he said. Look at his face. It looked like he was caught. That, freak out, like, I'm caught, right? Or the second time he got pulled over, 10 minutes later. And again, he's crapping on himself, right? Trigger warning times 100 million, but yes. Remember, I already said it, allegedly just a big bubble. Don't just take it as a grain of salt. But think about all that stuff for a minute. And then think about what these poor 4 college students went through. So much that when DM stuck her head out the third time and sees a figure in all black with bushy eyebrows, 5'10", medium build, kind of athletic, coming at her, and she hears crying from Xana, she thinks. That means that he was leaving before she was even all the way gone. You know, what did they have to go through? So before you cast shadows and want to support these people that do these things, like, no way this evidence was planted, guys. There would be other DNAs in there. The dog hair in his apartment, the 8 strands of hair in his vacuum cleaner, the 4 other strands found, supposedly a couple of them were blonde strands. Okay, we're going to know some. They have so much, I think. The blood stains on the mattress cover, the blood stains on the pillowcase. Okay, we know he was probably cut, right? I mean, if he came running in, pulling clothes off to change or whatever he might have done, if he had trash bags over him or a shower curtain over him so he didn't get that. Okay, where are the Dickie coveralls that had the tags for? What about the 2 Marshall's receipts? What were those for? I'm almost betting they were probably some kind of shower liners or plastic that he put over. He was buying them at places they wouldn't think to look, right? He could have bought a whole bunch of black plastic at Marshall's, right? Or trash bags or something that he could have found, or some shower curtains, and covered his whole inside of his car. We don't know. But we know they took 6 pieces of that car out of there, supposedly. Gas pedal, brake pedal, seat belt. So they had something. You got to remember, they were watching him clean the car, so don't think they didn't have photos before. I'm sure they snuck a photo or two in while they were all sleeping with a drone or something. Somehow, some way. They had a drone flying over that house probably the whole time they were watching him. They were seeing a lot more. There's no telling what they're going to have on tape, guys. They're going to have him probably scrubbing the car to show in court. They're going to have all that most likely. And you're going to be like, okay, why is he out there with a toothbrush scrubbing a seatbelt? Now, who does that? You're not getting rid of the car. You're not trading it in. I mean, and supposedly I think the navigation system was the Pandora or something like that. So if that's the case, I don't know. I mean, it could be rumors, but supposedly they have all the data from the vehicle, which is going to show everywhere he went. And the good thing about that, it's going to show where he stopped to go dig a hole and hide the stuff with the shovel that he had in the car, if that's what he did with it. You know, I mean, it's just, if his DNA wouldn't have been found in that home, in the white car, without the front license plates, everything adds up to him. The motive, yes, he was DMing Kaylee so much or something on a spam thing. Her own father said this. He was so close to the house several times that his Wi-Fi, his phone was picked up by their Wi-Fi. Okay, all that, you can't erase that. Right? You can't erase the stalking. I think he's going to be the stalker too. I really think that that's all going to come out. You notice they got really quiet about the stalker after they arrested him. So yeah, I think a lot of this is going to come out. We lost that fire. But anyway, guys, I feel that he's cooked. I'm sorry. I think that he's done. I think there's too much stacked against him. I don't see him getting off. I think there's too much evidence, too much DNA evidence, too much. I think that glove is going to have his DNA on it. I think that handrail probably most likely did. We don't know if they ever determined and got the results of that. We don't know that yet. People are speculating. They might already know whose blood. That might be his blood on that handrail. What are they going to do then? If you get in the first day of court and they start laying everything out, they're like, yeah, the handrail DNA was his, the glove outside was his. Like, then what? Now you're going to say, okay, somebody planted a glove there that he had on. Somebody put his DNA on a handrail. Somebody left the knife. So come on, guys. Really? Think about these victims. Think about what they went through before you cast shadows like that. Follow the evidence. What they say, right? True investigators follow the evidence. The evidence all points to him. Even his own family pointed to him. Even his own family's going to testify him. Even his own family won't go see him. They know he did it. I mean, he look at all the trouble his life was spiraling out of control. He was losing his job at the school. He probably wasn't even going to have a job when he came back there. He might not even be able to come back if he couldn't pay for it. We know he didn't have a lot of money. How are you going to pay for grad school if you don't have a job teaching to help pay for your school? Like, you know, that's why he might have cleaned his apartment so damn well. He knew he wasn't coming back. He was probably going to move to some other college and do it again, guys. Y'all understand. I'm still thinking he did this to that other lady before that. And I hope all that eventually will come out. But once we get through this one, which it's going to happen no matter what, either he's going to fold and throw the card and make a deal, or it's going to go to trial and he's going to get to fire squad, one or the other. So if you had two of those choices, which one are you going to take? He's not dumb, remember that. He wanted to train the police, remember? So come on, guys. For someone that wanted to outsmart them, they outsmarted him. He got in a hurry. Something happened he wasn't expecting to happen in that home. I think it was Ethan. I don't think he was accounting for him to be there. I think that was the biggest battle and the biggest hurdle, and he just had to leave. He was like, oh no, I got to get out of here. And he just left, and then they probably taken the gloves off so he didn't touch his car with them on, and dropped one on accident, because we know they found one at the apartment. So was he keeping that as a keepsake? Did he have IDs? We know Xana's ID was found on the floor, her driver's license. Where's her student ID? Did he have that? Is that one of the things he had in that box? We don't know. It'll all come out in trial. But it supposedly slipped in the beginning that 2 IDs were found and they belonged to 2 of the victims. Now, I don't know this to be fact yet, but I know it came out once in the very beginning and then it never talked about again, and it was taken down. So I don't know. I still feel they have so much against him. I don't think he went in there and did this and didn't take something with him. And I just feel that if it wasn't for everything adding up, the car, the license plate, then he changes his plates, then all these things to add up, and then be so scared to talk about. He did not want anybody to bring up any negative thing about the campus when he got pulled over twice. He didn't want to, he was trying to hush his dad. Like, he didn't want to throw any shadow on himself. That's guilt. Because he was too worried about being caught. And I think he knew he was going to be caught. But I think he thought he had more time to get things away, and they got him too soon. I think he was going to use that off break to do more things and try to cover up more things, and it just didn't happen because he got arrested too soon. But, you know, when they kick your door in and you're standing there with gloves on and trash baggies, and you're sorting trash to get only your stuff out of your parents' trash can, to separate and put it in your How did they know he was putting it in neighbor's trash? Because they had probably been watching him for 2 or 3 nights do this already. He had probably been doing it for a number of days, and they were just letting that evidence pile up, pile up, pile up. Whatever he was putting in that trash, they were taking it out. So think about it. Did he throw anything away that connected him to that? If he did, they got it, guys. Think about it. I'm telling you, that's why I'm saying he's going to take a plea. And I know y'all are laughing at me and saying I'm crazy, and that's cool. To some don't believe me. Let's just see what happens, right? I was right about Leilani. I told y'all she ain't getting out. Oh no, she's gonna. I told y'all. I'm telling you right now, he's gonna take a deal, and so is Stephan Stearns. And then I think Jen is gonna get thrown under the bus, and she's gonna get locked up. I feel it, and I think the roommate might even go down as well, from what we're hearing behind closed doors about her. I think they were all in on it together. I think there's more people than we even know is involved in this. Remember all the photos, they weren't all of Maddie in his phone. So there's some other people, I think, connected to this that are gonna all get drug in. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, even his own father knows he's guilty, right? You can tell that in the conversations. Like, you're gonna take all the fault for her too, right? He knows. The father knows something was going on. I think they know. And it's heartbreaking that poor Maddie had to go through that. I'm sorry to change the subject, but I'm saying the comparison is Bryan K, I think, will take a deal. And I think to save his own life. That firing squad, man, they did that for a reason maybe. Maybe they throw that up there so he would take a deal. I don't know. Sometimes it's backwards, right? But I do feel in Maddie Soto's case, oh my God, bless her heart, that, oh my God, it's horrible. Especially if she did really think that he was her boyfriend and they were teaching her that in her head. If that is, oh my gosh, this is sick, excuse my language before I even say it, this is a sick bastard. Evil monster. Low down piece of damn scum. Sorry, mark my word, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that, Lord, don't punish me, but he is filth for what he did to Maddie Soto. And I don't think he did it alone. I think when he said that to his father on that call, hey, I didn't do this. Like all by himself. I didn't do this. I didn't start this. I think it has meaning, guys. I think this had already been something that Jen was utilizing to make money. And she seems to talk about money a lot, right? Not having it. But she seems to live in a nice place and drive a nice car and got money coming somewhere. She doesn't work half the time. You know? I don't know. Maybe she does need to be in a nut house. I don't really know. But I know something's not adding up, and I think they're both going to fall in this one. Now, in the Bryan case, no, it's just Bryan. To me, I don't think anybody else was a part of it. I think he was too smart to bring somebody else in, to leave somebody else to talk. He's smarter than that. But he was reliving it every day. And I think once he got to his parents, he realized he was in trouble. I think he knew what was going on. I think he had probably seen the drones, seen something to know, oh my God, to start sorting that trash like that. I think he saw, oh my God, he saw cars sitting down the road, or he somehow, you got to remember, he's thinking like they are. So he wanted to outsmart them, supposedly. I want to train the popo. So I think he was so alert, and I think he knew, okay, my walls are coming crashing down. And he stood silent. I think he stood silent. 98% of the people that stand silent, which is not a lot, but the ones that do take a deal. And they do it because they stood silent. So they didn't lie to the judge and say, I didn't do it or I did do it. I'm not guilty or I'm guilty. So he left that card open because he knows that there's probably a chance that they might have enough evidence that they don't give him a deal. So he had to stand silent, I think. And history all the statistics usually don't lie, right? I mean, sometimes they're off, but that much bigger percentage of people that just stand there silent to be ended up taking deals. Well, you're talking almost 100% of them. So yeah, I feel it. And I may be crazy. Y'all call me crazy if y'all want. But anyway, justice for the Idaho 4, Maddie, Kaylee, Xana, Ethan. Justice for Maddie Soto. I feel that Stephan Stearns, I was going to say Jen, Stephan Stearns is going to he's going to be begging for a deal. Because he's trying to get so much done. Now he's trying to throw out his cell phone, all the photos in his group. Are you kidding me? You think they're going to allow you to do that? You handed them your phone, buddy. You could have said no, get a warrant. You handed them your phone. Straight off the bat. I mean, Stearns was guilty from day one. They knew it by looking at him. That cop that walked in that first night knew that he was lying by the way he was standing and rocking and all that. He knew he was lying. Over there trying to act like he's distracted with the other kid and all that. He was losing his mind. He saw that popo right there and he knew, oh my God, they're going to get me. I think Stearns got himself caught beginning because he was already guilty on his face and they knew it. And the sad thing is Jen knew it too. Think about how she was saying what he did that morning. You remember she tried to cover for him in the beginning, right? Yeah, I saw her. Saw her in the kitchen, remember? That's what started this granting you immunity shit, was they knew she lied in the beginning. They gave her a chance to correct it. And what did she do? When they asked her to want something, well, do you have his new number? No. Well, you just text him to lawyer up on that phone. So yes, you do have his number. Boom, lie, immunity out the window. She ruined herself. She had it perfect. She just messed up because she was still trying to protect him. The same way Katie Prout is trying to protect Chris. It's the same thing. Look at it. I mean, I hate to throw it that way, but it is. It's the same thing. Katie's over here protecting Chris for abusing Sebastian with CPS and belts. She allowed it to happen. Jen allowed Stearns to do what he did to Maddie. And even sent them up to the same damn room together. With all the lotions and jellies and cameras and all that stuff up there. So he could make some money on the dark web. Because I guarantee that's how he was buying all his crap and all his books and all his stuff. And then you're going to tell me you want to be unshackled after what you did to a damn child? Hell no. Shackle him to the chair. And put the biggest, brightest orange jumpsuit on him you can. And even put a damn pumpkin on his head and carve it. He deserves none of that. And I hope the same thing goes for Bryan Kohberger. I hope that he's shackled. I hope that he's in an orange jumpsuit. That's how it should be. They're no different than anybody else. No different. High profile or not, they're no different than anybody else. They deserve to be in those clothes just like anybody else that did the crimes. And it is what it is, right? But, you know, poor Maddie did not deserve this. Poor Maddie was so agitated. I think she was pregnant. Trigger warning times 100 million. I think Maddie Soto was pregnant. The baggy clothes that she had been wearing for about a month or 3 weeks, the mood swings, the attitude swings, the pregnancy tests at the house, like Jen didn't need those. Like this was all something that they had been doing, and everything leading up to this, why the tests were in the house is because they knew, okay, there's the abortion law in Florida, you can't have them. So that's Ron DeSantis, right? No. And so they were checking to make sure. They were too worried about her cycle, too worried about her monthly. Like they were over worried about that for a reason because they knew something was wrong. They knew something was going on. And they knew that she couldn't get pregnant. They didn't want her to, and I think she did, and I think that's what happened. And it's sad. It's really sad. It's heartbreaking. Because I still feel that mother had something to do with it. I don't think he did it on his own. I really don't. I've never thought that. I've always thought they did this together. Whatever happened to Maddie, they did together. I think it was downstairs. Go look at those photos. Of course, little Maddie's little stuffed animal, the little shape, I think it's like a little, I don't know, it's like a little shaped pillow looking thing that you sleep with. All her blanket, all her stuff was on the other side of Jen's bed. Like Maddie was sleeping in that bed. I don't think it happened upstairs. I think it happened downstairs. Because upstairs, the neighbor would have heard it. That's why I think it happened downstairs. And I'll say it. I do think it happened downstairs in that room. And to me, if that commotion would have happened from being somebody putting their physically around your throat like that, the squirming, the kicking, the fighting would have been, the roommate would have heard it. But downstairs, you had 2 of them to do it. So that's the difference. Think about that for a minute. Poor Maddie did not deserve this. And I'll be damned. They're going to get justice for Maddie. I hope nothing more that they give him DP for the SA, DP for the other one. Give him double dose. Give him 2 shots. Or send him up there where Bryan is and give him the firing squad. Because that man deserves it. We know what he did. We know what he had on his phone. We know how he lied. He drove around with this child in his car. Are you kidding me? This is a sick, sick, sick man. Who does that shit? So I say punish him to the damn fullest. Here I am still going and the damn fire's out. I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, I'm so tired, but I'm mad because I feel like, they're going to give him this damn deals, and I hope they don't give him a deal. But I guarantee he's going to ask for one. Now, he might get one in the first case, but he won't get one in the second case. I mean, he might get one, he might not get a deal in the first case because of all the 60,000 photos or whatever it is, 60 counts. But I don't think in the second one. He might get a deal in the second one, but it's going to be too late because they're going to get him in the first one. And then once that first one's over, that's when Jen's going to get brought into it, in my opinion. And we'll see what happens. I'm not always right, but we'll see what happens. I guarantee you the cuff's going to fly on her. I would almost bet you right now 1,000 bars of soap that she's going to go down. I might have to do that. I might have to pull that bet over there. I might have to call my brother Dolly Vision up. Shout out to you, brother. I might have to call him up and say, hey, you want to bet on this thing, taking the deal? I might have to bet some soap on it. On Bryan Kohberger and Stephan Stern. But he'll agree with me on Stearns, but he won't agree with me on Bryan Kohberger. And they might try to get a deal, and they might tell him no if they have enough evidence, especially if they got him on camera. But anyway, guys, justice for all of these individuals. They're all victims of violence, abuse, and unaliving. And it's horrible. And it's sad. And justice needs to be in both of these cases. So, justice for Maddie Soto. Bless her little heart, little angel. Her birthday's coming up in a few days. The 22nd, I believe, is her birthday. So happy birthday. And we'll do something special for her birthday here. I might make the sign for her. Her name's up there on that one, but you can't see it now because I haven't done it in the glow in the dark. I'm going to use glow in the dark markers to do the kids' names and the case names so that it'll light up with the dark light. So it'll be kind of interesting. But justice for Maddie Soto. Justice for Maddie. For Maddie, Kaylee, Zana, and Ethan. Y'all guys have a good night. I'm getting out of here. I'm tired. I'm cold. I'm going in to relax because I got to get up early and go search for Suzanne tomorrow. So y'all get ready for some search videos tomorrow. It's Tuesday. I'll be out there all day searching. Hopefully we get pretty weather like this. It's just cool, but it's pretty. It was sunny today. It's like 70 degrees, but it just gets cold at night. It's supposed to be 37 tonight, I think, which is way too cold for us, but it's all right. We'll make it. Anyway, guys, y'all be good. Y'all be safe. We love y'all, guys. We'll talk on the next one. Remember, allegedly, these are just my opinions and trigger warnings. And y'all's comments, y'all's alone. We do our research together because we're big-hearted. But justice for all, prayers for all the missing, all the voices, all the ones that have gone through what these have gone through tonight. It's just truly heartbreaking. So we have to have justice. That's what our justice system is for. Let's get justice. And let's throw Jen in the bus, too, because she needs to go down under the jail cell. And we'll talk to y'all later, guys. All right, guys.